The 2020 Eiffel Grand Prix will not only be remembered for Lewis Hamilton equaling Michael Schumacher's all-time record of 91 wins in Formula 1, but also for Daniel Ricciardo giving Renault their first podium since Malaysia 2011 and also his first podium since Monaco 2018, where he also won the race. And generally, this race in Germany just confirmed the constant gains and progress that Renault has made since the beginning of the season. This is why in this episode I am going to give you guys my thoughts whether Daniel is making the right choice by leaving Renault for McLaren from next year, but firstly, I would like to ask you to give a like to this episode and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content and you want to receive more. So, I would like to begin by analyzing the highlights of Daniel's career in Formula 1 to this point, in order to see what makes him such a special driver and why I think he's still very much in his prime and one of the best out there. As we know, he was promoted from Toro Rosso to Red Bull back in 2014 to partner the reigning champion at that time, Sebastian Vettel. And even from the first races, Daniel shocked about everyone with his amazing late braking maneuvers and his speed to adapt to the new hybrid cars. By the end of the season, he had already won 3 races and finished an astonishing 71 points ahead of his 4-time world champion teammate. At that moment, I have to say, I was almost sure Daniel was going to become a world champion in the next 3 or 4 years, but unfortunately, Red Bull didn't quite manage to match Mercedes in the years to come. However, this doesn't mean that the Honey Badger didn't continue to prove that he truly deserves this nickname by taking advantage of every opportunity in his way. At the 2017 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, for example, he started 10th after crashing in qualifying, but with his impressive passing abilities and with his talent to stay out of trouble, he managed to take advantage of that crazy race and claim his 5th career victory. Then, at the beginning of 2018, Daniel proved once more that he has what he needs to be world champion by winning 2 of the first 6 races, the same number as Hamilton and Vettel. However, the enormous number of reliability issues that he had for the rest of the season contributed to him making the decision to leave Red Bull and join Renault from 2019. But, unfortunately, Renault didn't represent the fresh start Daniel was hoping for, as they didn't succeed to make the progress he was expecting from them, and before the 2020 season to start, he made the announcement that he will be driving for McLaren from 2021. At that time, this looked indeed like a good decision, looking at the fact that McLaren had made a huge step in 2019, taking a strong 4th place in the Constructors' Championship, 54 points ahead of Renault. However, 6 months later, and this decision is put under a huge question mark. Renault is now the team with the most lap time gained from the beginning of the season. Their engines have also evolved very much lately, both in terms of power and reliability. And Renault's new CEO, Luca De Meo, seems determined to do great things with the F1 team. Also, at 31 years of age, this probably represents Daniel's last opportunity to sign with a team that could potentially offer him a car capable to win the title. So, will Daniel Ricciardo regret his move to McLaren, considering Renault's recent resurgence? In my opinion, no. First things first, Danny Ric decided to go to McLaren because he felt attracted to the team's future plans. He certainly is not expecting from them to give him straight away a championship winning car, but to build something together with them. Ricciardo is now one of the drivers with a very valuable experience in Formula 1. He has won multiple races and has been on the podium with more than one team. Also, as I've previously said, I think that Daniel is now one of the best out there. He is probably the main reason why Renault have done so well recently. This podium that he got in Germany certainly didn't come easy to him, and I'm not sure how many other drivers would have been able to make the passes that he did and to defend like he defended from Perez after the safety car, while also keeping it very smooth with his driving style. At the moment, the gap between Racing Point, McLaren and Renault is a very small one, so bringing Ricciardo in might be the one thing that will give McLaren an edge over the other two. Also, let's not forget the fact that from next year, the McLarens will have Mercedes engines on their backs, which I think will continue to be the benchmark in Formula 1 for quite some time. Add this to the new aero tunnel McLaren will probably have from 2022 and you will see why Ricciardo has made this choice and why I think that McLaren is still a better positioned team for the future than Renault is. However, this doesn't change the fact that 2022 with all the regulation changes will more or less be a game of chance, and Renault might find itself as the team to beat. This could happen, but even in this case, I don't think Daniel should have any regrets, as in my opinion, he has done the best decision possible for the time being. Nonetheless, I am really happy to see him back on the podium, and I hope that he will continue to drive at this level for many years. I think he's a very interesting character, as well as a quality driver, so I believe that it would really be a shame for him not to win a title. However guys, these have been the reasons why I think Ricciardo's decision has been the right one. Please tell me in the comments if you agree with me or if you think he should have stayed to Renault. Here was F1 to you, and I'll see ya in the next episode.